Well, welcome, my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your soulmate contract read for February 2020-ish, February-ish, timeless, whenever it is that you watch it. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, president of Joining the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and Leo rising. So I may be in this one. Always great fun. Yeah, and I'm a Virgo sun, so I got the next one too. And I have Libra, Venus and Libra. So these next three. Always a tricky one. Going to try and get them done and out of the way, but giving it the best that I got. If you are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm getting closer and closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers, so I can do super live chat and a little ditty called Drunk Tarot. There's a link in the description box below explaining what Drunk Tarot is, and I think if you watch it, you really want to subscribe. Why? Because I'm the fun one. Which reader is he? Oh, he's the fun one. Yeah, I am. Let's get down to business, though, for this reading. Cool. This is a general read, so it may not speak to absolutely everybody who watches it 100%, right? That you're looking for percentages of clarity in any reading that's general in this way. I mean, I'm not sitting across from you, I'm not looking in your eyes, right? Even when I do video chat readings with people, I can get so much just by looking at them and communicating with them intuitively. Not necessary, but, you know, it's one-on-one, not one on how... who knows how many Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs I'm tapping into, right? Cool. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs. That's why I do Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and why I try and keep them fun and informative, right? So they're not a drag, right? Let everybody else do the drag readings. Well, I don't mean the readings of drag, but you know what I mean? Let everybody else do the boring ones. I'm the fun one, and I can deliver the harshest of truth with a nice dose of humor. Spoonful of honey, because I don't do white sugar. How else do you think I look like this? Cool. So let's talk about soul contracts. This is a soulmate contract reading, so just like you went to a lawyer to have them look at the fine print, that's sort of what I'm doing today. The bottom line of any soulmate contract is that the two parties involved help each other heal, right? Whether it's parental, friends, co-workers, no matter what shape or form the relationship has, that's the foundation. You help each other heal. Very different from a twin flame. We'll talk about those when I do those eventually for February into March. But these in particular are geared, programmed for, focused upon the romantic soulmate contracts, because those are the ones that are the hardest. I mean, family you can't really get away from. I mean, you're genetically bonded, right? Blood and whatnot. The romantic, sexual, intimate ones, I think, are the trickiest ones, because we're just not intimate with our families and our friends in the same way. We open up to a deeper place inside. So I think as far as soul contracts go, soulmates are absolutely essential so that we have the help that we need to heal, and we can give the help. So many of us are healers, we don't even know it, right? And sometimes we don't even discover our healing skills until we're in an intimate relationship, right? That they activate something within you. So I find these to be very, very helpful. So again, please take what resonates, but understand we are going to be reading this like a contract with two different parties, right? Party number one and party number two, but we're going to be calling them Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. Divine Feminine will be on this side, Divine Masculine will be on that side, but it has nothing to do with bodily, physiological, biological gender at all. It has to do with energy dynamic. Now, we're all fluid in that yin and yang, feminine and masculine, right? Intuitive and intellectual, right brain, left brain, all that. So your job is to really tune in and feel which one you are, right? Because we're going to be looking at two different people. But keep in mind, soulmates, you know, sometimes you're very much alike, so it might be tricky to differentiate. But I think you'll like the spread. It's 22 cards. We'll get a nice, clear description of what this is as we go. Cool. Last thing, so important, please remember to breathe. I say that in every single video. Breath work has become so vital to me since towards the end of last year, right around Samhain. And I ended up quitting smoking, and so, you know, it's just been very, very powerful. I've always been involved in breath work, always, but, you know, in my spiritual career as a spiritual seeker, I started learning how to rebirth myself when I was like 18, 19 years old. I'm going to be 52. So the more you're conscious of your breath, the more I'm conscious of my breath, the more we're in the present moment, the more we're tuning to the same vibe, right? So you're tuning to it as a recipient, I'm tuning to it as a reader and a communicator, and somehow the divine in the still point takes care of the rest. Cool. Let's do this. Nice deep breath, please, my fellow Lyons. Leos. I mean, my last name is Lyons. That is confusing. Breathe. Still point. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, 2 cards, one for the divine feminine in this Leo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign soulmate contract, and one for the divine masculine in the same, that we can see who our happy couple is, our happy soulmate couple is here. For one for the divine feminine, please, that's her, and one for the divine masculine, please, that's him. Easy peasy, eggs and cheesy. Now, before I flip these over, I don't know who they are yet. Keep in mind, there are shadow and light to every archetype, making them essentially neutral. But just like that masculine-feminine thing, where are we in the percentage, right? Are we 51% light, 49% gold, or shadow and light, however you want to see that? Oh, my ears just started to ring. Heavy, heavy, heavy duty right ear. You know, that's inside. Okay, just to check. Not sure what that's about, but let's keep going. So as I flip these over, the shadow attributes are supposed to trigger you a little bit, right? Because they're toxic. They're stuff that if you have it going on, you don't want anybody to know about. So oftentimes when shadow is exposed, it feels a little triggered, a little attacked. But keep in mind, this is what the soulmate contract is here for. You're going to help each other heal this. Even if you haven't met yet, this is the stuff that's coming up for healing. Cool. So who's our happy soulmate couple? The Martyr and the Angel. Now, the Martyr just came up for one of the previous readings. One of them I did yesterday. Don't remember which one. But what's beautiful about these two is they are both members of the divine family of archetypes. And the Martyr ain't all lead, and nor is the Angel all gold, right? So we're going to go through these one at a time. I'm going to read both descriptions, and you can start getting a feel, right, for who you are, which one more aligns with where you are. So the shadow attribute of the Martyr archetype is addiction to self-pity. Now, I've known full-on shadow martyrs in this life, right? They can't help themselves. No, that's okay. You go out and have fun. I'll just die here silently. Like, when you hear shit like that, you're like, whoa, that's manipulation, right? Because they're addicted to self-pity. They will use anything to get their fix, right? There's a chemical component to self-pity. Goes through the bloodstream, hits every cell, makes you feel a certain way, right? Really, we can be very much addicted to emotional patterns because of their biochemical, biological, physiological components, right? So, you know, they manipulate people, shadow, the shadow martyr. But the light martyr can often lead people. Light attribute, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or another. That's why he's soaring through the air with flowers, you know, in the air with him, like people throwing roses, like, oh, bless you, bless you. So instead of thinking of it as purely a leaded, toxic thing, think of it as someone who's like, it doesn't matter how much I have to suffer, I am going to heal myself. I am going to free myself from toxicity. I am going to name it, right? A cause for oneself, or a cause out here. Like, I don't matter what it takes. I'm going to rescue animals for the rest of my life because I can't bear to see them suffering. I will suffer so they don't have to. You see, there's like a leadership, beautiful golden aspect there. And keep in mind, we're talking about Jesus, Buddha, Abraham, Muhammad. We're looking at the big leaders. Now, those are scriptural, and they're men, because most of the men got written about, but I just said yesterday, it must have been yesterday when this came up, we're also looking at like Susan B. Anthony and Harriet Tubman, and I mean, just on and on and on. I mean, the women throughout the history of this world that have given of their lives in service, that may well have been martyred. And think of how many women went to the gallows and to the pyre, burned at the stake, literally martyred because they were healers. Never again the burning times. Let's look at the divine masculine angel, shall we? The shadow attribute. What? An angel can have a shadow? Yeah, it's called a demon. Like, what's a demon but an angel that has forgotten its wings? Go watch Good Omens. Read the book, too, but watch the show, then read the book, because the book's amazing. Shadow attribute. Acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. Falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Now, look, I'll be the first to say that second one is a little rare, right? Unless it's evangelical, right? The word angel is an evangelical that claims to be in touch with angelic guidance, but isn't. The angels told me you should give me all your money. Like, well, the angels are wrong today. It's just how I roll. I'm a Virgo from New York, honey, and I'm gay. I've got pretty good radar. But that other part, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, obviously a shadow attribute. And my middle name's Angela, so I always try to keep an eye out for that myself personally. I know I have wings like an angel, but they're serrated like a bread knife. The light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. And honey, that is hard. That is hard, but that's an angel, right? They just appear out of nowhere, do what they do, help you out, and then they disappear asking for nothing. Like when people do you a solid, do a good thing, oh, you're such an angel. Understand you're speaking fluent archetype there, because it is probably the angelic archetype within them for a reason, a season, or a lifetime expressing itself. Cool, cool. Now, if you can't tell who you are from those two, and I could see you might have a little trouble. Like I said, they're both the divine family of archetypes, and they're a little similar in terms of service and causes, right? So that's why we are going to take 5 Daughters of the Moon Tarot. By the way, did I say those are the Caroline Myss archetype cards? All the decks that I read are in the description box below, all the way at the bottom, so you got to go look at all the other cool links I have in my description box, because I load it up every time. So we're going to use the Mythic Tarot, same thing, 5 cards for the Divine Masculine. In particular, we are going to be using the element spread, fire, earth, air, water, and spirit. You'll see how I call it out as it goes. Ready? Nice deep breath. Still point. My goddesses, ladies first, please. 5 cards. 5 cards. Top of the deck. Element spread for this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in the soulmate contract for February 2020, though timeless. February-ish, going into March. Fire of air, what does this divine feminine martyr want? Fire of earth, what does she have to help her get what she wants? Power of air, what is she thinking about all this? Power of water, what is she feeling about this? And power of spirit, what is the voice of her soul, her true self, her core? Maiden, clean cut please, maiden, mother, crone. Okay, good. Let's have a look and see what's going on for her. So, for the Divine Feminine Martyr, if you're the one who's watching, what do you want? What you want is 9 of Pentacles. You want to be blessed on your own for a little bit. Like, you want your own stability. 9 of Cups is just traditionally seen as the woman or the man, and the other deck, it is a male, by the way, the 9 of Pentacles, having his own money, his own security, standing clearly, not quite at a 10, right? It's a 9, 1 coin away from the 10, but has built up sustenance, a sense of abundance, a sense of groundedness, a sense of stability, not like the 4 of Pentacles stability. This is the 9 of Pentacles ownership. Do you know what I mean? Like, the boundaries are clearly defined and well protected, well guarded, but also very fertile, perhaps very giving, perhaps very warm and very nurturing, right? Malama, Polynesian, abundance goddess, earth goddess. So that's cool to start off with, right? For what you want. Who doesn't want that? Well, some people want everybody to pay their bills. This is like, I'm good. I'm good. That's what you want. What do you have? The earth that feeds the fire. you've got your first major arcana card, and that is the card of the sun, Amaterasu, Japanese goddess of the sun. And we're looking at real happiness here, light, clarity, and if not that joyful happiness, at least that clarity of mind where you see it's worth being happy about, right? Like where you are or what you're going through, either in your life or because we are looking at the martyr here about you making your own happiness your top priority here, maybe being a martyr, a light martyr, a golden martyr to your own happiness. I don't care what it takes. I will be happy. I will get here, but I'm going to enjoy this process because I'm doing it for me. I'm going to fill up my cup so that I don't run dry, right? I'm going to build up my bank account balance, stamina, health, durability, whatever that is, so I am strong and stable, but I'm going to do it with clarity, with consciousness, with light, with truth, and with a sense of happiness, self-esteem, approval, that kind of cool stuff. Loving it so far. What are you thinking? What's going on in that head of yours? Lovely. 9 of Cups. Now, just to point out, you got 2 9s. So this thing of really being okay on your own, you've got Kuan Yin and Malama. Right? Kuan Yin, Chinese bodhisattva or goddess, depending on who you read and what you want to believe, but usually considered a goddess of compassion, right? A healing goddess, a goddess of healing water. That kindness, that compassion. So with that on your mind, you are thinking compassionately, and that certainly is a good foundation to allow that clarity of mind. Everybody's doing the best that they can. Everybody makes mistakes. Hurt people. Play that one in your head for a couple of minutes. You'll get what that one means if you don't already, right? Hurt people. Wounded people do wounded things. Possessed by the pain body, Eckhart Tolle, if you want to reference there to do some research. So definitely this good feeling, though, that you have in this major arcana here in the element of earth is affecting the mind in a more go with the flow. Hey, it's all going to work out. Everybody's doing the best they can. I'm doing the best they can. Don't stress it. Go downstream, right? Abraham Hicks, put the oars in the canoe and let it take you downstream. But since we've got such a nice, even though only 1 water card out of 3 here, that nice good feeling, let's look at your element of water. What are you feeling? Balance. So chances are this martyr has come out of a bit of a rough patch, a bit of sadness, a bit of anger, a bit of something other than happiness, and has now found her emotional balance, right? What I love about this card, the Bull Leapers, it's these women who would run at charging bulls, grab them by the horns, and flip over them like an acrobatic act, right? So think of that emotionally, perhaps even sort of facing your emotions, right? And saying, okay, I have to be in balance here, find my balance in this emotion, right? Feel it in a way that's healthy, not acting on it necessarily, not doing anything drastic, making huge decisions. Well, we're in Mercury retrograde right now, so if you're watching this around the time I put this out, you know, you got a while. Really rethink everything. Don't let the emotions be too impulsive. But then you run at it, grab it by the horns, and kind of get over it, right? But get really more through it than over it. Get over it, I don't think really works. I think what people mean to say is heal, but it comes out like, don't heal, just push it down and forget it ever happened. And that's no bargain. That is really no bargain, particularly emotionally. Let's see, what is the card of spirit, the perspective or the point of view of the soul? The card of the moon, right? Yemaya, I love Yemaya, one of the Orishas, the Orisha of the ocean, very deep, very loving, but incredibly intuitive, right? The depth of the ocean, all that secret stuff down there that we have no idea. We've never fully explored the oceans, and I don't know that we could in one lifetime. It might take several lifetimes to do all of that, just one company, right, or whatever, one force exploring all the oceans on the planet. But since this is the card of the moon, yes, there might be some confusion. It might be more intuitive than intellectual. But the soul is also saying that it's time for this. Oh, and you've got the sun and the moon. So look, sun-moon conjunct is new moon. So there's even a thing here perhaps of a new beginning. Yes, possibly even full moon if they are opposite. But we are looking at the soul. Well, they are kind of opposite. If this is the element of earth, right, the body, and this is the element of spirit, earth and spirit tend to be opposites, but spirit does manifest earth. By the way, E equals MC squared. Energy is times energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. Oh, I can remember that. What a freaking miracle. So really, I get the emotional part of this, but it would make sense that you have to kind of keep in balance that what you want is completely worthy of wanting, particularly in a soulmate contract, to say, well, you know what? I want to move forward or make my way into this soulmate contract if I haven't yet. Stable, secure, emotionally balanced, but also very tuned in, not just to my feelings, but to my intuitive path, right? Because emotions and feelings intuitively are not exactly the same thing, because you can get an intuitive hit and then have an emotion about that hit, right? You can be afraid of what you're feeling, right? So perhaps that's sort of the balance here, but overall your general outlook is so positive that feels like you can manifest what you want. But that Martyr card says, do be aware about the self-pity part of it, pity party part of it. That's a wound, a voice that needs to be heard. Perhaps it's inner child stuff that's just like, so nobody loves me, everybody hates me, guess I'll go eat worms. Well, give that child love, but don't let that child pee in everybody else's Cheerios, right? Where it starts to use it to control and manipulate people. That's a woundology that needs help, definitely. And we all fall into it every now and again. And again, archetypes can be reason, season, or lifetime. They're not necessarily chronic, right? Like if it's a reason or a season. But if it's a lifetime, that definitely needs to be alchemized. Let's have a look-see-duck-see at our Divine Masculine Angel archetype. Nice deep breath. Still point. My gods, please. 5 cards, top of the deck, element spread. Fire, earth, air, water, spirit for this Divine Masculine Angel archetype. In this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract for February 2020, though timeless, please. 1 for element of fire, what does he want? 1 for element of earth, what has he got to get him what he wants? Element of air, what's he thinking about all this? Element of water, what's he feeling about all this? And element of spirit, what is the point of view or the voice of the soul in this soul mate contract? All right, we ready to rock and roll? All right, my Divine Masculine Angel archetype, what do you want? 3 of Pentacles, you want a stable foundation upon which to build. It's a great way to say the 3 of Pentacles, right? It's like sort of getting paid to do a job. It's like, okay, I have my supplies, I have everything I need to do, but now let's get to work, right? It's on your mark, get set. You haven't quite gone yet, right? But that's what you want. You want the stability for this soulmate contract, most likely, to come into place. I mean, already I'm not necessarily feeling these two know each other, because she really wants that place of that stability being single, and in a way he wants the same thing, though it's a difference of 6 pentacles from the 3 to the 9. But really wanting that stability, that everything that he needs to proceed and perhaps do it on his own. Both of them feel like they have that, and Leos can be a little fiercely independent that way. Fiercely being the key word. So what does he have, element of earth, to help him get that? Interesting. The King of Pentacles, the Capricorn card, ruled by Saturn. Yes, this may be somebody in their life, usually a teacher, a mentor, a shaman, somebody who's been through the slow and steady wins the race, hard knock life of, you know, school of life, so to speak. But this can also be his own ethic and his own way through. That this could be a Capricornian, you know, sun, moon, rising, whatever, but could also be like the mountain goat, somebody who understands patience, somebody who's willing to take an initial foundation and build upon it gradually over time. There's definitely a feeling that I get with this, though, that it's very centered as well as grounded, this energy, whether this is the Divine Masculine here or not. But remember, in that angelic light side of it, right, offers help, expecting nothing in return, that takes a great deal of that centeredness. That groundedness, that real deep understanding of what service without attachment is about, and a certain maturity. Now, we say all the time that Cancer in the zodiac, the Cancerians, the Krebs, are the mothers of the zodiac. This is the father of the zodiac, so there may well be new boundaries being drawn, support being given, both of which are also qualities of the planet Saturn, its ruler. Keeping in mind 10th house, the house of Capricorn, is highest potential. So think of climbing a mountain. You just don't run up it. Even mountain goats don't run up mountains, right? It is slow and steady wins the race. You want to make sure every footfall is clear and clean and stable before you take the next, right? So feels very, very patient, but willing to get the job done even if it takes a long, long, long time. Element of air. What's he thinking about this? Girl, they both got 9 of Pentacles. They both got 9 of Pentacles. I said, there's the female, there's the male, right? So here, like, maybe thinking of this divine feminine totally with that sort of synchronicity there, a very strong possibility that either thinking of somebody like this divine feminine martyr, but it's funny, this is who the divine feminine martyr wants to be. So maybe they haven't met yet, but definitely there's a connection there, as well as he might be thinking about, well, I want to take this 3 of Pentacles and turn it into a 9. I want to do the work, but I really, really want that solid foundation. Maybe that solid foundation is logistical. It's all about the time and the place and the space and, you know, to do what needs to get done, to gather the tools, to gather the raw materials, even if they are immaterial, right? Things like time, things like inspiration. Although with Pentacles, usually that has to do with the literal physical. I'm going to cut a little leeway on this because we are dealing with an angel archetype, right? What's he feeling? Can't believe this. He's got the moon. Hecate and Yemaya. She's got Yemaya in the soul position, right? Wow, that was soul and moon put together. I made it spoon. But he's got Hecate in the element of water. Now, the moon in the element of water is going to talk about a moodiness, right? Is going to talk about a change and a shift, perhaps even a cyclic waxing and waning of emotions. But what do we know about Hecate, aside from being an underworld goddess, queen of the crossroads, goddess of witches? Well, goddess of crossroads, life decisions, right? But an intuitive life decision, one that may not make sense up here, but makes sense big time, if not in the heart, then in the gut, right? Not like the lover's lifetime decision, but a life-changing decision, but definitely that feeling of, okay, I have to look all 3 ways here. It's the 3 faces. Hecate has 3 faces. And actually the crossroads, she's more connected with where 3 roads meet than where 4. But, you know, you take your symbolism where you can get them. I just find these 2 then to be very, very emotionally connected or intuitively connected, because if he's got the moon in water and she's got it in the soul, he might be picking up her soul vibe, so to speak. That's so Southern California. Oh my God, I felt his soul vibe for a week before I met him. No, honey, did you just? Hard to believe that stuff when it's going down, right? Particularly with the amount of earth for this divine masculine. We've got 3 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and 9 of Pentacles, and then to throw in there something a little mysterious, mystical in the emotional field. Tricky, so let's see what's going on in his soul vibe. 8 of Swords, right? Not so much the nightmarish thinking of the 9 of Swords, but definitely that thing of being stuck, right? In this case, between 2 different very, very strong entities, right? But maybe between, not necessarily a mental conflict, but if you think of the 8 of Swords in the Rider-Waite deck, right? Like blindfolded and bound, like trapped by some mental process. Limiting belief, not just a limiting belief I'm feeling in this case, but perhaps a belief system, perhaps having to do with father issues, with money, about what's possible, and if I don't see it, it's not real. It has to be, you know, has to be manifested in earth, while perhaps having these more mysterious, intuitive stuff. And I find that happening a lot. Men who have lived their whole lives according to their minds, and so you could say their brain and their brawn alone, are now having this divine feminine awakening, because it's awakening in everyone and everything. Look, if we take it out of feminine and we say yin, then you get it's half of the universal energy, right? The other half being the yang, the masculine, activating, moving, rising, on the move. So that would, of course, perhaps create some challenges that the soul is saying this person's going through. well, this person's a little hamstrung in terms of their beliefs and what they're thinking right now from the level of the soul, sort of tipping the hand there, as it were. Interesting couple. Really feel like they're going to help each other out, and I feel like they're going to help a lot of people if they can balance this out, considering she's so into balance. But that connection that they both have Knight of Pentacles and they both have the Moon, it's like as much as they want to be like so independent and clear and stable on their own, there's also this emotional, intuitive, and I'm going to say it's spiritual soul connection between them. Well, it is. It's a soul contract, but really, what's that word? Palpable, right? Emotionally palpable. Let's keep going. You probably have a better idea now of who you are in this contract. So what we're going to do is build upon this. We are going to pick 2 cards from the angels. Well, they're going to give us the cards. One for her, one for him. And remember, I'm not talking bodily gender, but it's just easier to say that than divine feminine, divine masculine every single time. The healing with the angels oracle, Doreen Virtue. What is the healing that the angels are doing with them? Almost like what is the healing angel that walks with them as they are in or entering this soulmate contract? Cool. Nice deep breath. Oh, I felt so good. My angels, please, 1 card for the divine feminine and 1 card for the divine masculine. In this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Soulmate contract for February 2020 or Timeless, please. 1 for the divine feminine, please. The divine feminine Martyr. I'm putting them face down. And please 1 for the divine masculine angel in this Leo collective soulmate contract, February 2020, etc. Well, she's got intention. So the angel of intention is saying, clarify what it is that you really want. So here's an example. Well, I want to be good on my own. Well, what does that mean? Okay, I get what you want. What does that mean? That might be a little vague. Clean up the what. But let's say you've cleaned up the what. What do I want? Well, I want $3.5 million in my bank account by the end of the year, and I want to be this weight, and I want to live in this part of the country, and I want this color car, and too specific, right? So bringing that into balance, that might be something that she is feeling out here with that balance card, right? But not just the what, once you've clarified the what, why. And you have to be truthful about that, because the why is like the fuel that moves the what forward. Or I like how Carolyn May said it. She goes, the what is the caboose, the why is the engine, right? That like propels it forward. So why? Be honest. Well, because everybody wants that. There's not a lot of lift on that. Because I want to go into any relationship, not just a romantic, intimate, sexual, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise contract, prepared. I want to go in there rather than completely independent or completely codependent. How about I'm prepared for interdependence, which feels like 2 members of the divine family of archetypes could do, right? So clarification of intention. What's he got? See? I feel like this is that moon card. He's got new love, the angel of new love. And yes, that could be new love for himself, new love for a project. But with that angel at the top there, I don't know. And that moon there, I could see he's a little confused. There's some confusion. There is definitely some sort of mental conflict there between what he's feeling, trying to understand what he's feeling, and really not being able to, because the mind can only go so far into explaining, the heart really can't. Yeah, it's illogical, right? The intuition's supposed to be illogical because the intellect is logical. The intuition is intuitional, right? It's water-based, not air-based. Yet, air and water, condense air, you get water, evaporate water, you get air. They do flow into and out of each other, but he's going to have to feel his way through this because he's got the angel of new love working with him. So that feels like a very, very, very interesting soulmate contract that we've got here for this divine masculine and divine feminine. Let's keep going. We're going to use the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. I already divided it in half. Half of the deck is the suit of problems, because it's good to know what the problems are. We're going to get one of those each so that we see what's the problem they're bringing. Like what's going to be worked on, or what needs to be worked on in the soulmate contract that they're going to what? Help each other heal. The other deck, or the other 3 suits, luck, healing, and grace. So sort of like what's the piece of luck, the piece of healing, or the piece of grace that comes with them as well, right? Nice deep breath. Let's ask the Ascended Masters. Still point. My Ascended Masters of Soulmate Contracts, please. The problem suit here. One for the Divine Feminine, one for the Divine Masculine in this Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract for February 2020. What is the problem that they're bringing with them, that they're carrying with them, that is destined, written to help? They're going to help each other heal this together. So for the Divine Feminine, we got that one. For the Divine Masculine, we've got that one. And before I flip those over, let's do the luck, the grace, and the healing. All right, let's see what they get. Same thing, my masters. You know the drill because you taught me the drill. A piece of luck, a piece of healing, a piece of grace. For the Divine Feminine, we'll put her there. And for the Divine Masculine in this Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Soulmate contract, February 2020, you know the deal. Okay, so I'm just putting these in place. Like to be slightly symmetrical, which is also alliterative. What is the problem? What's her problem? All right, lack of self-worth, and I can see that's why she wants that Nine of Pentacles, right? Yeah, I've worked really fucking hard, and I'm not exactly where I want to be yet, and I don't know that I'm ready. Lack of self-worth is saying I'm unworthy. But this is more that thing of, no, I've felt like crap before, and I've let people, take advantage of me because, and maybe that might be part of the martyrdom too, and some of that self-pity, right? Oh, I'm nothing, I'm not worth it, no, go ahead, walk all over me, right? And using it to torture everybody else around them, except usually the person who actually does the walking on them. By the way, that's usually how that rolls. Oh no, your support system gets the rest of that. So that's an interesting element there. What's his problem? Rules. It's like I said with this King of Pentacles, that totally explains this Eight of Swords then. It's that the problem is the rules. Well, this isn't the way it's supposed to go. This breaks all the rules. I don't know, right? But angels, people want to see angels as like winged babies with diapers. They're like, oh, they're the cherubs. Cherubim are terrifying, like hundreds of eyes and billions of wings and shit. It's like, you'd crap yourself if you saw one, right? These are the soldiers of heaven, right? That's another language, very militaristic. Like, you think Archangel Michael's like cute and pink, right? No. Flamin' red, cobalt blue, right? Very, very, very powerful celestial beings here. They don't always get the whole human paradigm here. So that thing of, but this doesn't go by the rules, I can feel that with this Capricorn here, right? Perhaps needed those rules, might even have like a military background. Remember, it doesn't matter male or female here. For the Divine Masculine Angel, it might be like, no, I never ask for anything in return whenever I do service. That's just how I am. That's part of my honor code. But there's a difference between honor code and rules that sometimes need to be transcended and rewritten to make room for the new. Just saying. What's the healing card here? Oh no, how did she get? Nope, sorry, we're getting one more for her. One of the problem cards got stuck in there, and not dealing with that today. Let's get her another one, please. I don't know how that one got mixed in there. Oh, it happens. They all look alike. It's just the word on the card that tells you which suit it's in a slight color variation. Please, my Ascended Masters, what's she bringing to this positively, this soulmate contract? Much better. Laughter. Now, I will say maybe self-depreciating laughter, but that is the suit of luck, right? So even all that she's been through, she's able to laugh a little bit at her own stuff. And I've been saying this a lot lately. Did I learn this from Matt Kahn? This is not how I was raised. I think I did. I love Matt Kahn. We're using his mantra deck at the very end. I will never laugh at anybody else's misery, sorrow, suffering, or pain. But I know when I can laugh at my own, something is healed. Right? When you look back and you go, what the fuck was that about? What sort of serotonin lack was I going through when I made that decision? Holy crap, holy self-sabotage alert, right? So the ability for her to have some levity there really does lighten up that martyr quite a bit, right? Because it's because if it could have happened another way, it would have happened another way. That's the divine plan for you, right? Yes, infinite variety in the quantum divine plan. So the one that you went through is the one that was chosen for you by the divine to be the most fulfilling, to get you where you need to go as quickly as possible, but from the soul's growth, not the personality's comfort. So what's his gift here? See, he's got the healing card of communication. So it does feel like this is a very honorable soul who may struggle very much. Now I'm going to say, if you're the divine masculine here, to really be a messenger, that's what the word angel means, I believe, in the original Hebrew, messenger of light or shining messenger. So to communicate this new love, but say, I am really conflicted, this is outside of my boundaries that I'm used to, this is very, please let me slow and steady this, right? So open, honest communication, very, very, very helpful, but also a healing skill of his. Very, very cool. Let's ask the Whispers of Love Oracle for a whisper of love, obviously, from the higher selves of all involved. You know, I gotta say, if I'm gonna identify with either one of those, I mean, I know my middle name is Angela. My mother's called me Angel since she still called it, hi, Angel, like, just my whole life. Some people would be like, you're an angel. I'm like, I'm an angel in disguise. An angel in witch drag, honey. Kind of more identifying with her, but with that martyr archetype of really giving oneself to the cause, the awakening of planet Earth, right? The healing of the human quantum heart. As one heart heals, all hearts heal. I just want to go home. I just want to go back to the one, okay? Get off my ass. And, you know, addiction to self-pity, look, everybody has to feel that stuff. It's just have you become chemically dependent upon feeling that way to justify your actions. That's the rub on that one. So let's ask the higher self, shall we? Nice deep breath. Oh, that feels good. Oh, nice rib crack. Still point. Higher selves of all involved. Yeah, mine included, please. 2 cards, one for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine in this Leo collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign, February 2020 beyond-ish. Timeless, please. One for the divine feminine, a whisper of love from her higher self. And one for him, the whisper of love from his higher self. What I love about this deck is sometimes it just comes right out, like hits you right in the face. Boonk, this is what you need to do. Boonk, this is what it is. Let's see if it's done that. For the divine feminine, spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. And I do think that's why the moon card, right? You've been through this cycle before. It's a soul thing. So he might be feeling her big time and not understand why, right? This might completely void out everything he believes about reality, right? So he might be struggling big time. It doesn't mean he's a bad person, right? It just means that he's used to living a certain way. His world view might be very challenged by her, but really he'd rather get no credit for the good he does. He just wants to come in, do what he does, and disappears. But there is definitely a soul connection here that's just kind of really, it feels like she's like, all right, because that card of balance, emotional balance, it's like, all right, I've been through hell. What you got? Bring it, right? She's a little bit of a tough ass, but in a happy way. What's his higher self say? You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. So a spiritual connection for her, or at least a realization of that, and to the message saying you are limitless, like a whisper of love. This is a spiritual connection. This is limitless. Club 96. Sorry, I just had a drag race moment. It'll pass. Okay, I hope not. Really, really cool here. We've got 1 card left. Keeping all of this in mind, what is a soulmate contract for? What's its bottom line? Say it with me. You help each other heal, right? Well, this is the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. We're going to get you a mantra, whether you are the divine masculine or the divine feminine. The repetition of this mantra, the familiarizing it with your energy system, however you want to say that, your subconscious mind, is a signal to the soul that you are ready to heal, right? In whatever way, shape, or form this points at, right? Nice deep breath. Asking again the the Ascended Masters who gave us the cards of self-worth and laughter for the Divine Feminine, rules and communication with the Divine Masculine. No, I'm not going to say what that problem card was because it was very, very clear. It went bleh. So I said no. Nice deep breath. My Ascended Masters, still point. There you are. Please, one card overall for this Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, lovely partnership contract here for February 2020 for these two. Please, what is the ultimate, the best healing mantra for them in total for the well-being of all? Now, before I even look at what the card is, one side of the card is the mantra, the other side of the card is the name of the mantra. I will use the name of the mantra alphabetically to look it up in the little bookie book, which has a lot of cool stuff in it. Teeny tiny paragraph. Ready? Who'd you get? Asking for angelic support. Asking for angelic support. Okay. All right. Either one of them are going to benefit from this. The mantra, my angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. And I bet you anything, that's not just about being open and authentic to the angels, but open and authentic to each other, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine here with that new love and with the moon and all that stuff. And it's very fine to say, I'm feeling this, but I don't know how to deal with it, and I'm not sure what it is. That's being open and authentic. So let me read you what it says in the book, asking for angelic support. That's such a great card. I've gotten this one a few times, and it's brought me to tears being authentic. Sometimes you don't realize until you go in and you start being authentic that there are layers of authenticity emotionally. Asking for angelic support. My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how fabulous. When asking for angelic support, you are requesting solutions from a higher realm of consciousness. Such a realm of consciousness works in accordance with free will to help you face your experiences instead of helping you avoid them. In other words, you can be like, okay, I feel really horrible about this. Angels, take it away. They're not gonna. They're gonna say, honey, Calgon, go soak for a little bit. We love you. You'll get through this. Breathe, right? Rather than believe the cause of your feelings must be changed or eliminated, it is essential to ask your angels for better ways of viewing the feelings that keep getting triggered. And that's that moon sign there. There is that bit of mystery. What is this feeling so sudden and new? Because each trigger represents a healing, you are more likely to feel the presence of your angels when asking for their help to face your most difficult emotions. In order to access angelic assistance, it is important to be with your feelings so your angels know where support is needed most. It's not just like, I think maybe I'm about to feel horrible, so angels, could you clean it up before it gets here? No. Allow yourself. See, this is inner child work. The child feels like crap. It's like, it's okay, honey. I love you. Be with your feelings and say, angels, help. They'll be like, oh, that? All right. Breathe, right? And sometimes, I've done this. The angels will say, you're not just feeling this yours. You're feeling everybody in a 3-mile radius that's feeling this. And I'm like, oh, well, that would explain the intensity. Really, I was just vacuuming. Out of nowhere, talking about a trigger. This mantra is ideal for unraveling the spiritual ego, absolutely, giving up patterns of avoidance, and being a better receiver, right? So it feels like this Divine Masculine might be having a little trouble receiving all of this power. So for both of them to ask for angelic support just seems like a wise mantra, right? My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. Let's give you your overview with a lovely, powerful magic clap. Nice deep breath. Bam! Okay, we've got the Divine Feminine with the Martyr archetype in the shadow, addiction to self-pity. She's moving this towards the light attribute of learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. Now, it does feel like towards herself, because she's got in the in the fire position, the Nine of Pentacles, Malama, really building up her own foundation, her own stability, her own wealth, her own coin, but as well as her own physical health, her own home, all of those earth quality aspects of life. And what she has in the element of earth to get her there is the sun. So we could even say just a really positive attitude, a very sunny thing. Perhaps she went through a very, very dark and stormy period, dark night of the soul or something. Now she can see clearly now the rain has gone. Who's Lorraine? To keep going, looking at her mental field, of course, this sun in the earth position is kind of lighting up her mind, making her more compassionate, more understanding, more kind towards herself and to others, and more willing to go with the flow, to let the river of life take her where she's meant to go, at least mentally, while emotionally she's got the Two of Pentacles, that card of balance. So if there were any physical imbalances there, nutritional imbalances, chemical, hormonal imbalances, it feels like emotionally those are leveling out. And I bring in the physiological because it is a pentacle card. Because if it was the Two of Cups, we would have, a whirlpool in this deck, we would have said, oh, she's in love. So we're going to say that there is a physical stabilization of the emotions, or at least her body is much more balanced and her emotions are flowing through her, as more indicated in the position of air with that Nine of Cups. By the way, wish fulfillment card, the Nine of Cups there. So she may very well be thinking about the fulfillment of her wish, which might be the cause, right? Service to oneself or a cause. For her, it might be both. And all of this, of course, points to Yemaya, the major arcana card of the moon in that soul position, that there's an aspect of the soul at work here, which does make sense in a soulmate contract. The angel of intention really getting her ready, clearing her intention, the what and the why, getting very, very clear about what that Nine of Pentacles is, what that wish is. Remember, she's got two nines here. She's one away, One of Cups and One of Pentacles away from the completion that she seeks, the fulfillment of her dreams. The problem that she's bringing, though, is lack of self-worth. So that does explain the Nine of Pentacles in terms of what she wants. She wants to know her own worth and feel her own wealth, not just financially, but physically. Wealth of time, wealth of friends, wealth of you name it. And she has the luck of laughter with her to help her lighten up. And sometimes laughter comes spontaneously when you see things from the soul point of view. Like I said, I will never laugh at anybody else's pain or suffering, but sometimes I know when I'm laughing at my own, I'm like, I must have healed something. I must have integrated some of the higher self there. And what is the message from the higher self from her? Spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So that's really beautiful for her. Jumping over to the Divine Masculine Angel archetype, we've got the shadow attribute, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. Pretty fucking heinous and demonic. Falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Doubly so if you're bilking people for money. The light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. And honestly, with this Capricorn card in his earth position, I'm feeling that is way closer. This guy feels really nice. I like this guy. He feels very, very stable. And what does he want? Three of Pentacles. He's not asking for the 10 right now. He just wants the 3. He wants a nice solid foundation, right? Like nice couple of first dates, a nice couple of connections, stable to then build something upon, perhaps even a physical friendship that can grow into something a bit more in general. Of course, that depends on whether these two have met and are dating, getting to know each other, whatever. But where he is right now is that King of Pentacles again. Feels very much like a Capricorn person, though need not be a Capricorn sun, moon, rising, whatever. But definitely has his coin in place, right? His building. Slow and steady wins the race. Creative earth. Very solid, very stable, but also a lot of what? Rules. And that rules card is right next to him. We'll get back to that, though, because on his mind is the Nine of Pentacles. He is thinking about very much the Nine of Pentacles as the Divine Feminine. Martyr is wanting very much the Nine of Pentacles. Perhaps that is something they can help each other achieve as they help each other heal. But then again, in his water position, there is the moon that she has in the soul position. So there might be some mental confusion here in the soul position, saying that the soul is saying, well, he's a little conflicted because this goes out of bounds. This is party gone out of bounds for him. Not used to feeling this angel of new love, this intense magnetic attraction. I would think they would have to know each other if it's an intense magnetic attraction that way, but might even just be that intuitive pull towards each other, not understanding why, because this is not his bailiwick. This is not his field of expertise. This feels like it's brand new to him, hence that angel of new love. And what's the problem here? Rules, right? It's like, this does not compute. It's more Aquarian than Capricorn. This does not compute. Air sign. But that thing of this is out. I don't know how to deal with this. What are the rules for this? What are the best practices for new love with a strong soul connection? Right? It's like, honey, breathe. That's the best practice. Breathe and take risks as you go. Communicate, right? That's what he needs to do, because he's got that healing card of communication there from the Ascended Masters. Really, be the messenger of light. Be the messenger of love on this one, Divine Masculine, if you can, because you are limitless, says the higher self. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do, but do you choose to do it? Feels like you're going to. Just know that that this is something that she wants to. Really feeling that spiritual connection card there. And keep in mind the healing mantra here, asking for angelic support. My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. And as I said before, even if I don't know exactly what I feel, I just know that I feel, and I don't know how to handle it. It's so intense. It's so overwhelming. My angels, please help. I mean, something as simple as that. And the angels feel it more than hear what you say. So just be open and authentic, and you will get the angelic support, healing that you need to move through the essential emotions. And remember, solutions will come as a result. And that these are not problems that you have going on in your lives. They are steps of your destiny being revealed. Wow. So there you have it, my Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. A very powerful soulmate contract. But one, again, you're both kind of wanting to be stable in your own, right? To have your own, so that your cups are full coming together. Just don't overanalyze that. Don't make it too stringent, Divine Masculine, because it does feel like you're supposed to help each other out. Like, you don't want to feed somebody who's already stuffed, right? And so allow some space there to cooperate, to come together and really manifest something happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise, because it does feel like it's on the table here. So may the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all the love, all the power, all the wisdom they need to manifest and help each other heal in this soulmate contract for February 2020. May they be blessed with the very blessed, and may their relationship, their soulmate contract, be a blessing upon this world for the well-being of all. So mote it be. Oh, and since that includes me too, kind of, sort of, so it is. Thank you so much for watching. Really help me get to my 1,000 subscribers. Help me do my deal, and I will continue putting out good content for you all. But as I always do, I wish you the very best and the very blessed of the season of this soulmate contract of February, timeless, wherever, whenever you are. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.